opportunity for you guys to experience what some of our staff members are experiencing. So I'm not going to say too much more. I'm going to let Karen explain the exercise to you, and you've got a piece of paper in front of you, so you get to draw along with Karen and experience what we've been doing in our retail store.
Awesome.
And I might just add before Karen gets in, there's been a lot of interest on what it is that we do to support mental health in a workplace, and what are some of the different or more creative or innovative approaches to that. So Karen's going to give us a first-hand experience.
Thank you for having me today, and I'll keep it short, sweet and painless. Nobody's judging you, certainly not me. If you want me to, I'd be delighted to, clearly. But art is my passion, art is my life. I started my life in corporate, had children, like most people do, and took a left turn, left England and came to Australia. So I've been teaching art for 20 years, but I do it privately. I do it in school, so I've been down at Maruka for a CK Kindy. I'm about to go to another school for an after-school program, and I teach aged care as well. So I'm all across the board. And Ali Proctor from RSEQ found me online, because when we went into COVID, my studio out in the Gap closed down. And faced with being at home with my husband and 3 kids, I decided that I would try every day to get out of the house and go to the studio. So I started doing lessons online for free, and I did over 450, and I ended up getting 1 million views and lots of international clients, and it ended up just turning my business into a different direction. And it was amazing. You know, I never really thought about what I could do online. I'm not really, you know, an Instagrammable person. I'm just a 50-year-old mum. But what it turns out is that actually people just want to connect with real people and actually reach out. It's been phenomenal. I've absolutely loved the trial I did with RSEQ last year, and now I've been, where possible, and where my timetable aligns with the shop timetable, I've whipped up to Chermside, or I've been down to your HQ. I think I've got another one booked in. I think I've done 4 live events, and then I've done many sort of pop-in virtual live events for HR and things like that. I've recorded about another 30 of these videos for your SharePoint back-end staff virtual corridor, and the idea is, look, we're all, whether you're driving a truck or whether you're working in the retail branches, whatever, we're all making a lot of decisions every day, and 9 times out of 10, and having been there before, we spend our time exercising the left-hand side of our brain, the strategic part, the problem-solving part. Whether it's a mechanical problem or a financial problem, we're still exercising that part of our brain. And certainly when COVID hit and we were all sort of then within our houses, you know, people were getting fit down in their garages and stuff like that, trying to exercise other parts physically. But what we don't do is open the right-hand side of the brain. And why that's important and critical, I think, within business is because it opens creative thought. It opens innovation. It opens your ability to see that what you think you can't do, you can do. What people think that you're born as a skill, nah, you know, if I wanted to run a marathon, I probably could. I don't want to, I don't, but I could. It's just a bunch of techniques that we're going to learn. These aren't that onerous. These are here for you to just have it as a little bit of a break, the same as the staff, to literally pop in during their lunchtime or during shift time. If they're working overnight, they can go on their phones, have a post-it note or the back of a, you know, envelope or whatever, and just open their mind and have a bit of a doodle. They are doodles. They are not really planned out. Well, I've planned them out, but they're not really planned out bits of art. I would love you to put it on your desk when you get home and think about me, but that's up to you. All right, so all you need is your piece of paper and your pen. Today we're going to do a continuous line drawing. What that means is I would like you, where possible, to not take your pen off the page. Now what that means is for you very high-powered executives, you start to overthink it and think, oh my gosh, that doesn't look like a square, she said it was a square and now I've got a wobble. That's fine, wobbles are fine in this instant. I want you just to go from A to B, you're going to take your pen for a walk and you'll come out with something that you weren't expecting. Alright, so, and I've gone small because I didn't want to be intimidating, but I can come forward, but I think this is fine, okay? This is not about the end result, this is about the journey through, okay? Alright. So, horizontal or landscape is where we're going to start. We're going to put a dot which is halfway between top and bottom. That's just to show you where your halfway marker is. That's the only time your pen's coming off. Because now you're going to start halfway between the bottom of the page and that dot. Okay, here we go. You can listen and you can watch. But we are going to take the pen. We are going to go across about 2 centimetres. We're going to go up to about that dot line, and then take it back on a diagonal. Now I want you to do some triangles. So we're going to go up and then triangle, vertical, then triangle back to that spot. When we're at that spot, we're now going to take it right across the page. Doesn't matter if you wobble. When you get to about 2 centimetres from the edge of the page, stop. And you're going to go vertically down. You're going to draw a square or a rectangle. Go across 1 centimetre, draw another square or a rectangle, a little bit smaller. Come back up and follow that line back to the end of the page. She's taken her pen off the page. Alright, now these shapes underneath, we're going to do something similar above. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to draw a set, like a bar graph, of little squares, rectangles, sorry, little thin ones. I've done 3 or 4, doesn't really matter if yours are different shape to the other person's. Doesn't matter if they are straight or not straight. Going to go all the way down to the bottom, and then we're going to follow with a parallel line right across, back to where we started, over there. Some of you might start seeing a picture emerge, and that's great. Some of you might think, what on earth? And that's also great. Okay, from this point, I'm going to go vertically. I'm going to go past the point of my diagonals, about another 2 centimetres, and I'm going to do a big rectangle. And just for fun, I'm going to do another little rectangle inside. So I'm just going to make it wobbly. Take it back up, but don't go as far as the top. And now we're going to do a big swoop. And this is the big reveal, people. You are now going to know what this is. Here we go. You've been looking at it for the last couple of hours. Back up to there, and a rectangle. Of course, this is the iconic Brisbane Story Bridge. So I've done another smaller rectangle, and that's to give a sense of perspective. Obviously, we're going across the bridge. So let's do another parallel swoop from one side up to that starting pillar up here. And then back down. Okay, from here, we are going to go across. We're going to go vertical up and triangle down. Vertical up, triangle down. You're going to get to the middle of the bridge. And then for those of you that don't know, but on the Story Bridge, the triangles from the middle way to the other side go the other way. So you go down and then back up. These are the suspension wires. So as senior executives of RACQ, you really are the bridge between the history of the past and the experience of your company's future. It is all about, bridges are all about linking destination to destination. And this road that we're drawing at the bottom is the metaphor for carrying your staff or your clients from point A to point B. Okay, from here we're going to now do another series of little bar graphs. This is our Brisbane skyline. We're not going to worry too much about geographical correctness, but we'll stick in the Meriton Tower, and we'll pop in a kind of tower for the government building. We feel like we should, and we'll get to the pillar over the other side. Bridges like teams are strong, everlasting, storm-proof and stable, and trust is the building blocks in which they have been built. I'm going to take my pen all the way down to the bottom, across, and I'm going to do a little bit of footings there. So it's just a little square underneath that pillar, and then let's add some grass. Pen still on the bottom. Finally, we're going to add the Brisbane River, so we're going to go and let this be a winding, kind of looping, fun sort of line. enjoy the fact that your pen is having a bit of a squiggle, get to this side, and we can do a wee bit of grass on that side. And you can take your pen off. So there you go, you've got just drawn the story bridge. You can get personal with a couple of birds, an aeroplane, you can put a little boat in it if you want to. With you riding the few clouds.
Probably easier with the pencil.
This metaphor is really to show you that from RACQ we really are bridging the gap of your ideas of your team, the passion of your staff and your colleagues, and it's essential to create that harmonious, good working relationship to foster trust. Just as Fantuzio trusts his clients when he does his portraits, just as I've asked you to trust me to get you from part A to part B, trust offers the foundations, loyalty provides a workforce, and the bridge becomes the mechanism for RAC to drive forward. So thank you for today. I hope you've enjoyed your little exercise.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Yeah.